In today's episode of Bill and Frank's Guilt-Free Pleasures, we talk about a song that Nick Cave says does not patronize, but speaks its truth, clear and unadorned.
We make a connection between the Pogues and the Muppets.
And we go into the bathroom as a solo artist, but come out as a band.
This is our journey through Fairytale of New York by the Pogues.
Frank, every Tuesday or Wednesday, it's pizza night at the Hauser household. And my sister and my brother-in-law are there every week as well as their two children. And for the last couple weeks, my brother-in-law has mentioned a kind of a request. He said, I know you're talking about all these Christmas songs to do, but the one that I think everyone wants to hear is the Pogues' Fairytale in New York. And I said, I don't know why I didn't think about it.
I think because it might be a difficult song to talk about lyrically.
Yeah, actually, that was it. I just didn't want to admit it, but I was kind of scared to do the song.
Yeah. It's such an awesome song, though, too, right? It's one of those songs you don't associate with being a guilty pleasure by any stretch of the imagination. So how does it fit in with this podcast?
That's right.
But then we started doing like really, really popular songs by the likes of Toad the Wet Sprocket, Mariah Carey, Jewel. So
yeah, that's it, Frank.
We kind of broadened our horizons.
That's right. So there was room under our big guilt-free tent for the Pogues.
Yes.
But the only way we could pull off doing this episode was to bring on the secret weapon of Bill and Frank's Guilt-Free Pleasures. Welcome to your 20-something episode, Dave Kitchen.
It's good to be back. I'm glad we're finally at the point where we've lost count and I can just podcast the way I was meant to podcast. I feel like I've arrived and just in time for Christmas, apparently.
Well, are you going to tell him the real reason we brought him on? It's to talk about all the offensive parts so we don't actually have to.
That's right.
I'm your fall guy.
You are it.
So welcome to your last ever episode because you're going to get canceled after this.
That's right.
Okay, so without further ado, here is our take on Fairytale of New York. The Pogues.
The boys of the Amboy Penny Choir were singing Go Away Babe, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
Frank, could you give us a bit of a backstory? I see you looking away, not wanting to talk, but there's a interesting history to this band because I just assumed they were from Ireland, and that's not true.
No, they're a Celtic folk punk band from London. Now, Shane MacGowan, who everyone associates with, being the Pogues, basically, he was born in London to Irish parents and then moved back to Ireland as a young boy. So the Pogues story really started back in about 1977, where Shane MacGowan met Peter Spider Sally, who's the tin whistle player in the Pogues, and Jem Finer, who's the banjo player. So they were all in a band called Millwall Chainsaws in the late 70s. Shane MacGowan and Stacy, they actually met in the toilets at a Ramones concert. The three of them were in a band.
Hold on. Who met at the toilets?
Shane MacGowan and Spider Stacy.
So how do you strike up a conversation? I don't talk to anybody at the toilets. I get out of there.
Yeah, you have a little bit of anxiety when it comes to public bathrooms.
Yeah, and I have major anxiety if someone's trying to talk to me while I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I guess it's different for Ramones people.
You're not a musician, though. If you go into the bathroom with a fellow musician, it just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just form a band.
You just form a band. It's like Mick Jagger and Keith Richards met at a train station.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, in a bathroom?
Not in a bathroom, but one saw a record under the other one's arm. They struck up a conversation, and the Rolling Stones were born.
So anyways, they met in the bathroom at a Ramones show. Now, Shane MacGowan was already in another band called The Nips, and they broke up in 1980, and he started to concentrate more on Millwall Chainsaws with Stacy and Finer. And then from there, they changed their name to the New Republicans, and they actually played an early show in 81 with Soft Cell, if that makes any difference to anyone about anything.
Tainted Love.
Exactly.
Whoa.
The band eventually became Pogue Mahone, which is an Irish statement for basically kiss my arse. And that came from James Joyce's Ulysses. There's a character in it called Buck Milligan who exclaims, Pogue Mahone says something else that looks to be Gaelic, and from there, that's where they called their band.
Frank, have you read Ulysses?
I tried. I gave up after about like 4 pages.
Kitch, Ulysses?
Tried it. I got deeper than Frank, but not much.
Okay.
And gave up on it. Little side note, we get the word quark, or that proton or the particle in space, a quark, is also from Ulysses as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people, I don't know if they were just using that novel to show off that they read it or something, but apparently a lot of things came from that novel.
Wow. Okay.
Or maybe you just have to read it if you're Irish.
Maybe. I think so. The Dubliners, that's another really tough one to read, right? James Joyce?
It's short stories. That one's it's good.
That one's okay. Yeah.
But sad.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, a lot of Irish music makes me sad. As a kid, I grew up thinking that the country was really, really sad. Like, it's full of really sad people. But I also had this sort of easy view about any country I would come into contact with just through movies or songs. So I assumed, like, Italians always had some mobster trying to take money from them. And the Dutch, we were Dutch, but I guess I just thought
tried to pay with tulips
and chocolate sprinkles.
Yeah.
An easy view. Apparently, it's not true. The Irish are very happy.
Yeah, they are a very nice bunch. I've traveled to Ireland. It's been fantastic. I have a number of stories from family members who have traveled there as well and had nothing but fantastic experiences there. Long story short, we get to about 82, and here we have the Pogues. And in the original band was Shane MacGowan, Spider Stacy, Jem Finer, Andrew Rankin, and James Fernley. And also, sorry, I'm missing this, but Cato Reardon was in the band as well.
And she was married to Elvis Costello, I think.
Eventually married Elvis Costello, because Elvis Costello produced their second album, I believe it is, and that's when they met, and then they got married, and she left the band.
Okay, I see.
Because when this song was originally written, and we'll get more into the writing of the song, she was kind of pegged as being the female voice in it. But eventually it was Christy McCall. And she's married to Stephen Lillywhite.
The producer.
Yes.
She was, yeah.
Well, was, yes.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
there you go.
Really, really crappy history of the Pogues, but eventually they shortened their name from Pogue Mahone to just the Pogues.
Right. Just like the Cranberries saw us to Cranberries.
Exactly. There's something about Irish bands and shortening their names, even though this isn't an Irish band.
Right. U2, their original, actually, it's just U2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit against the grain there.
I thought it was We Hate You Too, or We Love You Too. I'm trying to come up with a joke here.
Good workshopping here.
I got a whiteboard here. Let's just sort of like play through this joke. It's gonna catch. It's gonna go somewhere.
Okay, we got the history of the Pogues of sorts here. I took it upon myself to kind of interview people on the street, so to speak. And while I was waiting for the bus today, for my kid to come off the bus, I saw another parent who's a friend who came up to wait for his kid. And I turned to him. I could see he was kind of has that punk aesthetic. And I said, hey, what's the deal with the Pogues? And then he kind of did a step back, almost in like a fighting stance. Like, no, I like the Pogues. But what is it that makes Shane MacGowan and the Pogues in general so important? And he said that there's something about, especially Shane MacGowan, about how he sings in terms of this sort of honesty, and he seems to somehow have within his own soul like millennia of history, I guess, of Ireland and of pain, and also of all the poetry that comes out of the nation.
Yeah, it's because Ireland's so sad.
7-year-old me would wonder about that.
Yeah.
But were you guys Pogues fans?
I enjoy the Pogues.
Kitch?
I came to it later. They always seem to me, the band, there's always that like ironic lionization of a band when they're super drunk.
Yeah.
So like being Canadian, David Wilcox was another one where the stories about his drinking were bigger than his music.
Right.
And the Pogues became that. Shane MacGowan was always that larger than life drinking guy, train wreck, he's barely alive. And then it just permutated into, he's on death's bed all the time and all this stuff. So I knew him from the kind of infamy before I knew his music. And then I came upon this song, and my brother-in-law is a big fan of the Pogues as well. So I got into some of their music as well, but never with the same gravity that your guy was talking about.
Right.
Because I'm fake Irish, I like Celtic music.
Yeah.
At least that's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Really, I like Disney music. That was my draw to the Pogues.
I do know that for years we used to go for a nightcap at Sheehan's downtown, and there was always someone playing guitar up on stage, and it drove me crazy. And they kept singing Dirty Old Town.
Yeah.
Now I realized they were just doing Pogues songs. That's not really endearing me to the Pogues, but after hearing it on the album,
Yeah.
I realized how great they were, but I also realized how terrible it was listening to that music for the nightcap.
Oh, yeah.
But today we reverse that. Forget the bad nightcap music. This is a celebration of an incredible Christmas song that has an unlikely history.
The Pogues, we should also mention, they became more widely known when they opened for The Clash back in 82, I think it is, or 84? 84, that's what it is, yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And then eventually when Shane MacGowan's drinking got too bad and he got kicked out of the band, Joe Strummer from The Clash was the lead singer for a couple of years in the early 90s.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that leads us to the unlikely history.
Another thing about the Pogues.
Yeah. I'm really trying to get this sort of radio voice. And so then came this song that changed Christmas forever. Back in 1953, Shane MacGowan was born on Christmas Day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know if it's 1953, but he's definitely born on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's incredible.
Was it 57 or 53? Definitely 3 or 7.
52.
No. Really?
No, I have no idea. 57.
Back in 1957, Shane MacGowan was born on Christmas Day, and little did he know he'd write a song that would change Christmas forever. How am I doing there?
That's a good Casey Kasem.
Thank you very much. They actually interviewed him and asked him about his birthday. They said, you were born on Christmas Day. He said, nah, I don't mean to make fun, but it was hard to understand what he said. Nah, it was Christ's Day. It was Christ's birthday. He said, oh, okay, it was just an honor to be born on his birthday. I don't know what he's
It's a
talking
good
about.
Irish answer.
Yeah.
That's right. Apparently, Shane MacGowan was a good hang if you weren't expecting too much. I was also told that. And I hope people say that about me.
I like that qualifier.
Yeah.
I feel like I could go far with that qualifier.
I think so too.
If you don't expect much out of Dave, he's an okay guy.
Isn't that a Gin Blossoms line?
It is a Gin Blossoms
Is it?
lyric, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Hey Jealousy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Is
a
it?
song. Yeah.
Oh.
You might not get let down. If you don't expect too much from
Oh,
me, you
yeah,
might
yeah,
not be
yeah.
let down.
Oh, yeah.
Written by a guy who was also a heavy drinker who got kicked out of the band.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
look at that.
There we go. It's all coming back around.
All coming together.
We were able to link 2 singers with alcoholism. This is amazing.
This is the first time ever. And to further the connection to everything, Toad the Wet Sprocket often plays with the Gin Blossoms on tours. So there's that.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Great.
6 degrees of alcoholism right here.
Okay. So we have Jem
Finer.
Jem Finer is the one who begins the song.
Yeah.
So in terms of the writing of it, so he has 2 songs he writes.
We should go back further, though.
Okay.
That during the recording of their second album, this is the one that Elvis Costello was producing, Rum, Sodomy, and the Lash. He, as the story goes, bet the Pogues that they couldn't write a Christmas song. So this is back in about 84, 85.
Right, because there's different versions of the story, too, because
Yes.
there's that one. I think that's Shane MacGowan's story.
Yeah.
And one of the other members said they were asked to cover the band's Christmas, It Must Be Tonight. And they said, that song's terrible. We can do a better song.
Yeah.
So there's various versions. But I like the idea that Elvis Costello had a bet with him.
Yeah. I think that's a better story in my mind anyway.
So the song that Jem Finer had come up with, at least the one with the story or narrative of this song, originally was about a sailor in New York pining for his Irish home and the woman he left there.
Yes.
And his wife. So let me get this right. It's Jem Finer's wife her last name is Farquhar.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought that was always a made-up name from Shrek.
Yeah, me too. But she's like a famous artist.
Oh.
Her name is Marcia Farquhar. No T on the end. Marcia Farquhar. And she just said, that's corny. And he said, okay, well, you suggest a storyline. I'll write another one. And then she said, it should be about a couple falling on hard times and coming eventually to some sort of redemption. And so that's where it begins. That's the idea. And so he actually had 2 songs. He said the one song had like just good music but terrible lyrics, and the other one had this idea in it. So Shane MacGowan took the song that had the good music, and then he took the idea from the other song, and then they started to work together
Yeah.
to make this happen. But this took at least 2 years
It's true. I was reading that he, in an interview with Melody Maker magazine in 1985, was chewing on the idea of these Broadway stars who had grandness in their vision, but not in their lives. That's early.
Yeah.
That's 85, and the song doesn't come out till 87, or it's recorded in 87. Does it come out in 87? Or
It comes
early
out
88?
in charts in 87.
Okay, yeah.
But part of the problem was the label that they were on, which was called Stiff, had financial troubles. So they weren't sure if they were even going to have a record deal because the label was potentially going under. Apparently everything got sorted out and everything, and they ended up recording the song.
Right.
In that time, so they started writing it in 85, presumably, and they wanted to record it to be released as a single in 86 in time for Christmas, but they didn't have it all fleshed out by then. So they couldn't get a recording out for 86. And that probably ties into also the financial troubles that the label was having at the time.
Now, when did Kat O'Riordan, do I have that right? Or I'm mixing her up with Dolores. Is Kat? Oh, yeah.
Kat.
Okay.
I think it's Kate. It's
Yeah, Kate, yeah.
Cait.
Okay. When did she leave the band? Was that 86?
In and around then, yeah, because she ended up marrying Elvis Costello.
All right, maybe this is a time we should play an early version of this. This is from the second demo, and this is a much different version in some ways. There's elements of it, but this has her vocal.
When I first took your hand on a cold Christmas Eve, you told me that Broadway was waiting for me.
Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. The curtain came down, still the orchestra played.
You were handsome.
You were pretty, queen of New York City.
We danced on the harbor.
Where the night met the day. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing all the way by, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
All right, what did you think of that version? Frank, that was the first time you heard it.
It's there, but you can tell the vocals really aren't fleshed out. The music's there, but it's a slower sort of plod along.
Yep.
The finished version is much punchier, right?
Right.
But you could tell it's there. The whole thought process is there, and it needs to be refined.
Right.
And I guess that's what a demo is, right?
They need a producer.
Yeah.
The producer brings the oomph to it. That's the term we use in the editing
biz.
world. Yeah.
It's strange. If you listen to the first demo, it's a bit closer musically to the final, but this one lyrically is closer to the final.
Oh, okay.
So it is that idea that they had kind of two things going on and weren't sure where to land with bridging the two.
Yeah, so they just smashed them together
Yeah.
in true punk style.
Yes.
Now, McGowan says that it's a super complicated song. He says it is by far the most complicated song that I've ever been involved in writing and performing. The beauty of it is that it sounds really simple. But he said, every night I used to have another bash at nailing the lyrics, but I knew they weren't right. And you could hear it in that demo that something was missing. He's got a lot of the lyrics, but it's not coming together yet. And he worked on it tirelessly, even though there's this sort of aura that he's a real mess. There's a quote, I don't know who said it, but they can't tell if he's an effing idiot or a genius. And no one's quite sure about it because he's just falling down.
And you kind of get a sense in that demo where he's singing, his mind is thinking about, it's like, okay, how can I do this better? How can I sing this better? How can I improve on all of this?
Enter Steve Lillywhite, famed producer. Steve Lillywhite has produced not only that famed Peter Gabriel album, but also the first 3 U2 albums. Ultravox, he was like early in their careers. He recorded this demo thing that got him going. And if you see the list of bands he did, it's crazy. He must have worked nonstop. So Steve Lillywhite is there with the Pogues, and he said they hadn't gone fully crazy yet. So there's a lot of stories about, Shane MacGowan, and I guess in the Pogues in general.
Yeah.
Like you can see some videos online of them in a pub singing, but they're barely hanging on, but they sound incredible still. Steve Lillywhite said the key is to work with them in the morning. And so he would work with them every morning. They'd be working on this song, and he knew they still were looking for a vocalist. And he really wanted his wife, who was the singer Kirsty MacColl, who never made it big because she had stage fright apparently. So she didn't really like touring. Mm-hmm. Critics liked her, but she wasn't like super popular.
Like Kate Bush.
Right. Kate Bush also didn't tour much.
Yeah, stage fright.
Stage fright.
Yeah.
I don't have that, but I'm still not popular. I could have been someone.
But so could anyone.
All right, here we go. So I'll tell you who was someone. It was Kirsty MacColl. Steve Lillywhite says to them, I'm going to get Kirsty MacColl to do a guide vocal for you because they're looking for vocalist. Now, of course, he's not really getting a guide vocal. He knows what he wants, goes home, works with her. And according to Shane MacGowan, he claims Kirsty MacColl is even a better producer than Steve Lillywhite. I'm not sure about that, but they work together on this. Apparently, she has perfect pitch. So for her, the singing isn't a big deal because I know so much about perfect pitch.
It's a big deal for us because we don't have perfect pitch.
No, we have more of a human pitch,
Yeah.
I think they refer to that as. So he comes back with the vocal, I think, that we have. And when he plays it for them, they're like dumbfounded. And Shane MacGowan's also listening to it, and he immediately decides that he's going to re-record all his vocals. So that vocal comes in that Kirsty MacColl has made, and it blows them away, and it brings up his game because he knows he now has to sing up to this level.
Yeah.
And that's how we get that incredible vocal from him.
Yeah.
So Kirsty MacColl, secret sauce.
Yeah. And like so many other famous duets, they didn't record together, completely separate.
No, that's pretty wild, though, that a song so built on this tension between two people was independent of each other in the studio.
And the band actually had trouble playing the song. And Steve Lillywhite's solution was to work on the sort of fast upbeat part and the slow part and then just splice it together. So it's not as though the song is played in one sort of stretch. They actually had two separate recordings and then put it together.
Yeah, because they have that middle section, which is kind of the Kaylee sound, right? Like
Right.
the dancey fun part.
Right.
Like how I used my Irish saying there.
Yeah. And you didn't pronounce the D.
Well, you're not supposed to.
I mean, I know. I know that, Frank. I wasn't going to call it a KLD, but actually, in that Melody Maker article that Kitch mentioned, Shane MacGowan made a point of saying there's a Kaylee in the middle, so you can actually get up and dance to this song, too.
Right.
Like, he was really speaking big about it. He knew it was going to be something, not just that anyone could be something. See what I did there?
Yes.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Without further ado, I think we should dive into this song.
It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. An old man said to me,
I read in one of the articles, I think it was in The Guardian or something, that the Pogues were obsessed with New York City before they wrote this song. And they watched and rewatched Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah.
And the song, the title theme for that, ends up kind of showing up in this opening part of the song.
Yeah.
The piano riff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Is it as long as they say?
It's pretty long, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I put that in my list with Deer Hunter and
And Once Upon a Time in the West. That's another really long. That's a
yeah.
Western, though.
Okay. Well, I did read Moby Dick this year.
Oh, have you finished?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did. So
Did you stick to a chapter a day?
I upped it 2 and 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
just wanted to get it done, eh?
Yeah, it didn't get more exciting. I mean, the end was, but relentlessly boring, which is what made it interesting. Unlike this song, which is relentlessly interesting. And so you have that opener setting the tone. It's quiet. Is it sad?
It's contemplative.
Contemplative. And that takes us to these lyrics.
And it's James Fernley on the piano there that's opening the song.
Right. Verse 1. It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. An old man said to me, won't see another one. And then he sang a song, the rare old Mountain Dew. I turned my face away and dreamed about you. Got on a lucky one, came in 18-1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas. I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true.
got on a lucky one, came in 18-1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas, I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true.
MacGowan is a poet.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is an incredible song. He is what they said he was, right? He holds within himself the sort of multitudes,
Yeah.
right? Like he does have this deep pain
Yes.
and this hope that makes it all the more painful.
Yeah, exactly.
But we had a bit of a disagreement here before we started recording. But most of it was you yelling at Kitch, which I'm waiting for that apology for. About
Well, it's not coming.
about how happy you found this verse. Is that right?
No, I said it was optimistic.
Okay.
Yeah, I see the hope in this
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. This verse depresses me so much. I just feel so sad. But why don't we work through it and see what we got going here?
You're right in the sense that it is depressing, but there's a hopefulness in the character.
Okay.
Because even though he's in the drunk tank, and okay, let's just go through it.
Okay. All right. It was Christmas Eve, babe. So he's talking to her. Now, is he talking to her in his sort of drunken stupor, or is he talking to her later?
He's talking to her later.
Later, because it was Christmas
It was
Eve.
Christmas Eve,
Right.
yeah.
And so he's in the drunk tank. You got the old man. The old man's in the drunk tank, knowing he's going to die within a year. Won't see another one. And then he sings the Old Mountain Dew. Now, the Old Mountain Dew we were listening to earlier, but was it the Dubliners version?
The Dubliners, yeah.
It's a lovely song.
Yeah.
Happy song.
Yeah.
The idea of these drunk people dying and singing these songs about a land they're never going back to.
And both of them, both characters in this stanza are reaching for something that is comforting, that reeks of home, right? Like him, it's the song and the landscape. For, I suppose it's Shane MacGowan, it's his girlfriend or his wife.
Yeah. Can I go off on a small tangent here?
Yeah, is it about the gated reverb from the Melt album?
No.
Okay.
Very parallel to it. Back about 25 years ago, I was in the hospital. I checked myself into the ER because I had an allergic reaction to some medication that I was taking. Basically, I broke out into a full body rash. The guy in the bed next to me had been drinking all night, and he was brought in because apparently he had a broken rib or something like that. And he's lying in the bed, and the whole time he's like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die in here.
Oh, no.
I'm going to die in here. But then, with his broken rib and everything, got up out of his bed, went into the hallway of the hospital, and screamed at the top of his lungs, are you just going to let me die here? So you meet all sorts of different people, obviously, in drunk tanks, hospitals, and stuff like that. So that's the closest I can feel to Shane MacGowan in this song at that point.
And there is a moment for Shane MacGowan hearing the song. Now, I thought he was annoyed. Actually, now I'm reading it differently. The old man's singing the Rare Old Mountain Dew, which is a song about Ireland.
Yeah.
And then Shane MacGowan turns his face away and dreams about her. So either that...
Because it brings him into a state of, I'm comfortable, I love this girl.
Right.
This is
his
my
sort of
time to
Mountain
dream.
Dew.
Yes.
Right.
And I wonder if he's turning his face away from the drunkenness to something better, right?
Yes.
He's literally physically turning to face something brighter.
Now, he says he got on a lucky one. Now, was he betting on horses?
On horses. Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah, 18-1. Those are great odds.
Those are really good odds, yeah.
You bet $1, you win $18.
Yeah.
Do you think he drank it away?
Probably.
Okay, I feel like I'm being a detective here.
Yeah. In 1987, that's probably a good 5 pints.
It's true.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't think he does drink it away because his next line is, I got a feeling this year's for me and you. So he still has that money. Maybe it's just the vibe of the winning, but I feel like he's
on
got
a lucky
potential.
streak. Yeah.
It makes me so sad when he says, I got a feeling this year's for me and you, which makes me think about how many years has he been losing? And so is this taking place in the 40s or in the 80s? And I have a sad feeling that it's taking place in the 80s and their heydays in the 40s.
Yeah.
This is awful. That's my feeling. Maybe that's what I'm bringing to it. So happy Christmas. I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true. And that's a gut punch for me. There's a Bruce Cockburn line from a song almost of the same era, which was called Waiting for a Miracle. And he says, I've seen, I don't know, the face or eyes of hope among the hopeless, and that was the greatest heartbreak of all. So he's talking about his sort of world travels where he sees people who have hope, but he's kind of looks at the country they're in and their situation. He's like, there's no hope here, but somehow they keep moving, and that is the worst thing he can imagine. I mean, I don't know if it is the worst thing. You guys all got quiet. Did I ruin the vibe here, guys? Okay.
No, I just,
I
find this very hopeful and reaffirming that even when you're down and out, you'll take a small victory and turn it into something
small
positive.
Victories,
Yeah.
All right. I like it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm going to come around to it.
Let's
guys.
hope so.
I'm wearing my Christmas sweater.
It's a very, very loud Christmas sweater. We should probably put a picture of it in the show notes.
Okay. All right, sounds good. All right, I have written here in my notes the reverb on the instruments. You got the piano playing, but if you listen closely...
There's no reverb on the snare, Bill.
No, gated reverb. But there's I don't know if it's a horn or some sort of brass, which is a horn, I know, but something there is just making a sound that's not droning, but it feels like this reverberation of and you can hear it. Like they might be pressing one of those pedals on the piano that give that, but there's something else there. That the guys have their horns, they're doing something that's making a sound, and it's just holding this kind of tension. I don't know if it's sad or what it is. It's not sad, but it has a feeling of the Salvation Army band around just getting ready.
Yeah. Or it's like a piper that's just waiting to start playing their bagpipes because you have to warm them up.
Right.
Or is it a musical version of what we're talking about? Is somebody who's just about to break out, and the song is just about to break out.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's good. And Kirsty McCall is here to pour any water on any sort of maudlin parade about a better year.
No, but not in this verse.
No.
She's actually very optimistic in this
She
verse.
is.
This is very American. This is very an immigrant to America view, right?
Yeah.
All the luxuries of America, cars big as bars.
Yeah, there's
rivers
no cats.
of gold.
Yeah, I was just saying that it was a live action American tale.
Yeah.
And the promise of Broadway.
Yeah.
Her dreams coming true and all that stuff too.
All right, let's read the lyrics here. They've got cars big as bars, they've got rivers of gold, but the wind goes right through you, it's no place for the old. When you first took my hand on a cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You were handsome, you were pretty, Queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they howled out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed on a corner, then danced through the night.
They got cars big as bars, they got rivers of gold, but the wind goes right through you, it's no place for the old. When you first took my hand on a cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You were handsome,
You were pretty, Queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they held out for more.
Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed on the corner, then danced through the night.
I love that verse. It's so hopeful and optimistic, and just there's a youthful exuberance in through it all. So presumably it's an immigrant couple that's come to New York and the world is their oyster.
It's also so past tense. I feel so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she jumps out. They got cars big as bars. They got rivers of gold. They keep going on there. But then the wind goes right through you. It's no place for the old. Now they're young then, maybe.
But that's foreshadowing.
Yeah,
right?
but now they're old.
Yeah.
And the cold is no good for them.
No.
Especially if it's 1980s New York. That's tough. That's before Disney took over Times Square.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where Times Square was a tough place.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So the Pogues love New York, but the New York of the 80s, I don't know if Bill Hauser lasts very long out there.
Yeah, no.
No. She says here, when you first took my hand, I love how she sings. It's moving
Yes.
with such a force, almost like a river just going through. The river of gold is just splashing through the city streets and everyone's drowning in it.
Yeah.
It's when you first took my hand on a cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. And that also kind of kills me. I mean, there's this sound of hope there, but we're sitting there with this guy in a drunk tank singing back to her, and he has promised her Broadway. He's in a drunk tank. Oh, man. And then you were handsome, and he jumps in. You were pretty, Queen of New York City. And then together, you have that. The band playing, Sinatra was swinging. Everything's going well. They kiss on a corner, dance through the night. This feels wonderful.
Yeah.
I
Did Sinatra come up through the 40s, or was that in the early 50s?
think it was the
I think
40s.
40s or 50s.
40s?
I think
50s?
30s, 40s?
I don't know.
Let's look this up. Sinatra's actually popular throughout the 40s. So it was like the early 40s and onwards. His star kept ascending.
Oh, okay.
So he's a big deal. And Shane MacGowan loves Sinatra.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it wasn't the first time he sang about him. Rainy Day or Rainy Night in Soho, I think, has some Sinatra in it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a big deal. The Sinatra thing is a thing. You almost can picture this in some sort of black and white, hazy, sort of dreamy sequence.
I'm picturing it almost like a silent film. Like everything's moving at 1.5 speed. It's all really frantic and everything's happening.
Kissing on a Corner makes me think of that, like the one street light.
Yes.
The cone of light coming
Yeah.
down off the street light and just the couple sort of caught in that frame.
Yeah.
All right, this all is moving. We stopped it, but we're heading to the chorus, and it's just moving.
Yes.
So you have them together saying, the boys of the NYPD choir, which of course doesn't exist, were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
I always heard it as for Christmas time, not Christmas Day, but that's just one of those misheard lyrics which really abound throughout the song because the way that Shane MacGowan sings.
Yeah, I had no idea what the names of any of the songs were.
Yeah.
Most of what he's saying. A lot of people think he was betting he won a 10-1. It's like, no. It wasn't a 10-1. It was 18-1. It's
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
even better odds, or even more difficult odds. To
Exactly, yeah. And Galway Bay, we've listened to versions of that previous too, right?
Right.
Like it's a little softer, more melancholy than what the rare old Mountain Dew is.
Right. And what I also like about the writing of this song is he's writing about a place he's never been to. By the time he goes to New York, I think the song is written.
Yeah.
He might change it a little bit, but he's got an idea of New York
Yeah.
that is much more powerful than whatever New York is or New York was. And this is so much about coming to America.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know if the Eddie Murphy movie is one I should refer to, but
That was in 86, wasn't it? Or
Coming to
88?
America? Yeah, I just because I said Coming to America.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Not the sequel with the number 2 in the
No.
middle. No. But the idea of America is much bigger than whatever America is.
Like the movie Once Upon a Time in America, that probably crafted their version of what America was in this song or what New York was in this song.
That's not the one with Chris Christopherson on roller skates, is it?
No, that's Kingdom of Heaven.
Right.
That's
like
Terrence Malick.
Right. Or it's the guy who did Deer Hunter.
Is it the guy who did Deer
Yeah.
Hunter?
Apparently
okay.
it was a big disaster.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. But,
Well, sorry. It's underappreciated.
Right.
It did terribly at the time, though.
Right. Great roller skate scene.
Oh, amazing roller skate scene.
Anything more to say about the chorus? Kitch, how do you feel about this? Because I found you in the hall to say, hey, listen, would you be interested in talking about Fairytale New York? And you just kind of stopped and said, I love that song.
I do. And since we're talking about the chorus, I'm harping on this theme, but the bells ringing out for Christmas Day is the peal of the bell, is the appeal of their love affair as well.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's the calling out of the love that they have. Not sure how to articulate it, but just the public sound of the bell is them declaring their love.
He took her hand on a cold Christmas Eve, right? That was when they first met.
Yeah.
So in the same way Shane MacGowan's born on Christmas Day, their love is born on Christmas Eve, right? Those bells ringing as the bells of their love.
And the band itself coming to New York, getting big. The dream of New York for the lovers is kind of autobiographical because it's the dream that he has. He's fascinated with New York and then he finally gets to tour it and play it. And so there's that as well.
Well, the idea of New York, it's for the lovers, the dreamers, and you. That's what Kermit sang about in the Rainbow Connection.
I can't believe they used the term lovers in a kid's movie.
Yeah.
I know, right? I was really surprised about that the other day, actually.
He was really
about
singing
that.
about Times Square in the 70s.
Yeah. Quick correction. Was actually Heaven's Gate, not Kingdom of Heaven, was the movie.
Kingdom of Heaven is that one with Orlando Bloom.
Yes.
Okay, we're heading to verse 3. I'm kind of nervous about it. This was the whole reason I avoided this, but I want to read a little bit about what Nick Cave had to say about this song. He said that this song speaks its truth clear and unadorned. It is a magnificent gift to the outcast, the unlucky, and the brokenhearted. We empathize with the plight of the two fractious characters who live their lonely, desperate lives against all that Christmas promises: home and hearth, cheer, bounty, and goodwill. That's pretty powerful stuff. So I'm going to read it in their voice.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Just remember, Bill, that Nick Cave said this song is for the lovers, the dreamers, and you. I think the Muppets should really do a version of Fairytale in New York, but not changing any of the lyrics.
That's crazy. Okay, here we go. Oh, I can feel the nerves. Here we go. You're a bum, you're a punk, you're an old slut on junk, lying there almost dead on a drip in that bed. You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap lousy Happy Christmas, you're arse. I pray God it's our last.
You're an old slut and junk lying there almost dead on a drip in that bed.
You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap, lousy faggot. Happy Christmas, your ass. I pray God it's our last.
So things have fallen on harder times here for this couple.
It is really difficult. It is a big shift, right?
Yes.
What a jump from dancing underneath the Christmas Eve lights to you're a bum, you're a punk. And then his line that I could never hear. I heard the being on junk thing. But then when he says lying there almost dead on a drip in that bed, I never could understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
But with her response about calling him a maggot and that other word, I'm like, whatever he said was real bad.
Yeah. This obviously comes to a point where the dreams that this couple had have never come to fruition. So
This is the heartbreak moment.
This is the heartbreak moment. And there are a couple, and I think we've all kind of seen them where it's a couple that they're together, but they're always constantly fighting. I wouldn't know anything about this because I'm so desperately alone.
You do know about that time that we were out around Christmas time having a drink.
Oh,
And the
yes.
couple beside us was breaking up.
Oh, basically, yeah.
It was one of the most horrible experiences.
It's also one of the most amazing experiences. Well, I mean, it made for a great story.
Yeah,
is what
made
I'm
for
saying.
for the podcast.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
Okay. But you have him in verse 1 kind of sweetly saying, "So happy Christmas. I love you, baby."
Yes, exactly. So despite all this sort of tension and hardship that they have, there's still an underlying love.
For him, but she says, "Happy Christmas, you're arse. I pray God it's our last."
Okay, yes, but that was before he won all that money.
Well,
When the
we
horse
gotta
came in
figure-
18-1.
Well, this is the big question. So Shane MacGowan's given various versions of what he thinks is going on, but
Okay.
the song doesn't necessarily give it. But he's envisioning him getting kicked out of the drunk tank, being put in a hospital bed next to the woman he's with, who's on a drip or whatever, and now they're fighting in the hospital
Oh,
with
wow.
each other,
Oh, really?
which is really
Okay.
horrible.
That's
depressing.
even darker.
It's
oh,
really
that's
dark.
way darker.
He also
Okay.
said, "How can you trust this guy? He's a bum who lives on the streets." I'm like, I didn't know he lived on the streets.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a tough one. But I mean, there's various versions you can take, and you can't always trust the authors sometimes too. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're going to come up with different stories as it goes. I always assume this is her retort to his loving sort of feelings as he's in the drunk tank and kind of coming down from his alcohol thing. She's
Yeah.
going to send him with some hard truths. Straight talk like they do in those talk shows.
See, the way I see the whole song playing out is the opening verse is present day. And then they go back in time and they go through the relationship. So they go when they first meet and everything is sunshine and roses. Then they have the hard times when everything hasn't gone according to plan. So they reference to her being a heroin addict.
Right. So was she a heroin addict? I just assumed it's just mean things people say to each other. I'm just thinking about my neighbors at my old house. You remember when I had the semi and you could listen through the walls and the fighting was crazy and the things they said to each other, they couldn't have been true.
This is the genius of the songwriting.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the disconnect that people can have when they're in love and they see it one way, but they act another way. And you saw that couple breaking up at the restaurant. You've seen those parents at the Walmart where they're screaming at their kids. To them, that's just shopping. Like to us, this would be like, you'd remember that. There would be a story that would come up. Remember that time dad lost his cool at the Walmart.
Yeah.
But this is just Walmart for these families, right?
Yeah.
And so he's captured a slice of life for characters that most audiences can't. I mean, we'd be embarrassed to say this is what our love looked like.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is love for some people. And so speaking of Nick Cave, I have my quote on my one page of handwritten notes. I swear I'm not a psychopath, but
Well, if you're a psychopath, there would be like many pages.
that's true.
of handwritten
And
notes.
But he says, the song is a magnificent gift to the outcast, the unlucky, and the brokenhearted. We empathize with the plight of our two fractious characters who live their lives against all the Christmas promises. And he goes on to say, family,
Right.
hearth and kin and all that stuff, and this is what they lack. And so they are swimming upstream at a time when all this stuff is forefronted and they're at a loss, and this is the best they can do.
Yeah.
And so you're looking for glimmers of hope in that, and I do find there is hope when we get to the last, but it's also flawed characters who are struggling with how to demonstrate love. They don't know how, and this is what love looks like to them.
The boys of the NYPD choir still singing Galway Bay, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day.
We get to that chorus again, right?
But there's a slight change.
There is, because after that chorus, there's a little bit of
There's a slight change in the chorus.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
the
tell me about
boys
it.
of the NYPD choir still singing Galway Bay.
Right.
So this is that passage of time, and it kind of gives a hint to the whole monotony of everything. Right. It's like, okay, they're still singing Galway Bay. It makes it feel a little more depressing. But the whole idea of the band is still playing. So they're going through the same routine over and over and over again. And when you keep doing that in those little things in relationships, and when you have those things that keep coming up over and over and over again, and sometimes they can be enduring, sometimes they can grate on you. And you get the sense that this couple has gone through so much that those little things are starting to grate on each other. And that's one of the reasons why they're lashing out at each other as much as they are.
This is like when my parents drive together and my mom doesn't give directions in time for my dad. And not just that incident, but all 60 years of their relationship comes to the forefront in that moment. And they go right from 0 to 60. And then somebody just missed a left turn. And it's DEFCON 5.
Before we get to verse 4, there's a bit of a slowdown. Right?
Yes.
So you have that moving chorus, and it slows down a little bit to get to verse 4 again.
Yeah. So we get out of that Kaylee feel.
Yes. And now we get those profoundly sad lines, but there's tinged with hope, right?
Yeah.
So I could have been someone, says Shay McGowan's character. Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you. And he says, I kept them with me, babe. I put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I've built my dreams around you.
I could have been someone.
Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you.
I kept them with me, babe. I put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I built my dreams around you.
That is so sad, but so sweet at the same time. That there's a realization that he needs her. There's a dependency. Dependency obviously isn't good in some respects, but that he can't do it by himself here.
Yeah, and she's a bit more aloof. When he says, I could have been someone, she comes back so hard with that, well, so could anyone, that you like, there's almost a punishing line there.
Yeah.
Like the anger for her is still there.
That reminds me of Raging Bull. I could have been someone. I could have been a contender. That was Raging Bull, right?
Yeah. But the response that she gives, like you said, was so could anyone. Like, wow, that's mean. And then she gives that line that explains it. You took my dreams from me.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be on Broadway, he says. He makes promises to her, and who knows what she could have had. And then I also feel like there are guys out there who do ruin people's lives.
Yeah.
Promising them things they can't do. And then they still have this stupid hope. But at the same time, there's also people who are just unlucky together. And she can blame him, but they're maybe both to blame. Or no one is to blame.
No one is to blame.
You took my dreams from me when I first found you. But he says, I kept them with me, babe. He still has them.
Yeah.
I put them with my own. Now, if they're in that hospital bed, they're like, we're going to make it on Broadway. We're in our late 50s.
Yeah.
We're going to recover from heroin and alcoholism and all this stuff. And we're going to do this.
It's, the I put them with my own is the darkness, because that's him. He's reached his limitations, but now she's with him. And he won't let her dreams go.
Right.
It feels like a little entrapment. So for all his hope, he can't elevate out of it.
Right. I can't make it all alone. I've built my dreams around you. There's a friend of ours, Steve Jerlinski. You remember that guy?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he had said to me, "Oh, no. He says he built his dreams around her. He took them with it. It's okay." I'm like, No, I don't feel that way. I don't know why you feel good about that either. I don't know what he did with them. But now she can't get out of it. I think of my friends who are therapists who would just tell her, "You need to leave now. You leave. You don't look back. Get out."
Yeah.
Because he latched on to her.
Yes.
Right? And like could have gone somewhere, but
And her dreams were beyond the relationship.
Yeah.
His dreams are inside the relationship.
Yeah.
So as long as his dreams are attached to hers, he's got her in a cycle that she can't get out of.
and maybe his dreams were to be married to someone famous, right? And that's
Yeah.
Oh, the maggot line is really landing with me right now.
yeah.
But does that mean? I feel like that might have been a bit mean. You maggots.
No.
Don't they latch on to things or they just
Oh,
come out of meat?
Wait,
Maggots.
maggot? Oh, maggot.
I heard MAGA. I thought you were talking
I
about
thought you
Make
were talking
America
about-
Great
Yeah,
Again.
right. He went totally right wing. He started watching all 24-hour news. It just started in the late 80s, and that went really dark. The maggot thing, maggots feed off of meat.
Well, they feed on dead flesh.
Oh, man, I had so many maggots in my garbage throughout the summer.
Yes.
And it was a maggot summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I take my garbage out, so I didn't have that.
Oh, maybe they don't get maggots in the North End.
Yeah,
Frank.
well.
I see. Think you're better than us?
No cats in America, huh, buddy?
No maggots in the North End.
No snakes in Ireland.
No, it's true.
Yeah, thank you, St. Patrick. Despite him being toxic, there's this, I've built my dreams around me, kept them with me, babe. There's some lilt in the music. We're sent up, right? In spite of their seeming hopelessness, there's also some sort of hopefulness. It's
Yeah.
really weird in the song because of the music.
Yeah.
And the Pogues work in the background there against Shane MacGowan. It is a great tension there that they're lifting up humanity, maybe, in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Can't make it all alone. I built my dreams around you. The boys of the NYPD chorus still singing "Go Away Babe," and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day.
There was an article I read, it was in the Irish Times, written by a New Yorker who's also gay, who talked about the use of the F word in the song
Oh, okay.
and said, yes, it is homophobic. And yes, the song is brilliant, but you can't take away that this word is horrible. And he kind of went through how it's horrible, how you'd hear it in high school, and the use of it is terrible. But he also talked about, I don't know if he did, but I was thinking about if you were to see this song in concert when they use the F word. In the context of the song, it makes sense, but for the people laughing and singing along and enjoying it and yelling the word out,
Yeah.
it becomes a whole other monster.
Yeah.
And the Pogues get that too. They've talked about it. They haven't jumped to the defense. And when people are trying to claim that it's a woke mob trying to change things, the Pogues are quick to shoot down those people. But anyways, this person who wrote the article says, I agree that Fairytale of New York is a work of art. It seems to access something both universal and particular in the Irish experience, a sense of life being, in the end, insurmountably hard or disillusioning, and of hurt being handed on from generation to generation, and of love being the only balm of this earth to make it ever mean something. And that feels like it's contained in that verse for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we get that final minute of the song.
Yeah.
So you get Shane saying it, and then the Pogues are going to lift you up with the music. And without that final minute, I don't feel the hope is coming in. I love that final minute. It's the drums, especially. Yeah. What's the name of the drummer there? I had it written down here.
Andrew Rankin.
Yeah, where it goes, I'm not going to imitate the drums. I was just about to. And
well, you're about to do the In the Air Tonight.
Yeah, I can't do drums without making them gated reverb. But that ending is what really does make the song for me. So I'm just jumping ahead on categories. What brings me joy in this song is that final minute of instrumentation is just so beautiful to me.
It really is. For me, it's in that first verse when he's saying, I got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas. I love you, baby. Just the way Shane MacGowan sings that is just, you feel a heartache in it.
Well, and he channels something fundamental to Christmas too, which is, he's looking for love. And to me, that is the Christmas spirit. And finding love, finding place in our society, in our hearts for these characters.
Yeah.
Shane MacGowan was talking about this, about the use of the F slur, but I feel it can be interchanged with what we're talking about. He says, she's not supposed to be a nice person or even a wholesome person. She's down on her luck and desperate. She's supposed to be an authentic character, and sometimes characters in songs have to be evil or nasty to tell the story effectively. And I think that's the challenge of the song. He's giving us these people at Christmas and forcing us in the spirit of the season to find grace for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when he talks about the lines you were mentioning just there, this is what Christmas is. He's channeling the fundamental nature of Christmas.
Yeah.
Well said. That's great.
It's such a great song, and I love it. I love it so much.
Kurt Chilcott, you were right. This is the song we needed to do. Okay. Well, video time?
Yes.
Okay. When they first came to New York City, Matt Dillon and Peter, I think Daughtry, is that his last name?
Is it Daughtry or Doherty?
Could be that, but I like saying Daughtry because he was on American Idol.
Yeah.
But Peter, anyways, and Matt Dillon were both at the concert, and one directed the video and the other played a cop in it.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the video?
I thought it was fun. What I loved about it, so there is no NYPD choir, but there's an NYPD pipes and drums band. So when they were in the video, first of all, they didn't know how to play Galway Bay, so they were playing the Mickey Mouse March.
That's the only one they knew, and they sang it together.
Yeah.
MICKEYMOUSE.
Yeah, and they slowed it down so it made sense with the song, but they were drinking before they got there on the bus, and then they were drinking more than what the Pogues were drinking. And they refused to get off the bus until they got more booze, which is just bonkers to me.
Well, that explains why the director was so frustrated, where he says, just sing whatever you know. And they're like, we know, and that makes sense why a whole bunch of cops are singing the Mickey Mouse theme. The only way this would happen is with lots of booze, right?
Yeah.
And they were being difficult. And he's like, just sing something you all know.
And the video was actually shot in an active police station as well. So the Pogues were drinking and getting a little bit rowdy, getting a little bit drunk, and the cops there were threatening to shut down the whole production, but Matt Dillon, who was sober at the time, had to go to the cops and say, trust me, we'll get through this. We're not a problem. We're not going to cause any issues or anything like that. Please just let us do this, please.
Right. I mean, the scene where Shane MacGowan is apparently playing piano and Chris McCall is by the piano singing to him, that's my favorite scene in it.
Yeah.
It looks the realist. They're trying to do the Tom Waits thing. They're purposely thinking of Tom Waits.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he looms on this song too in terms of the darkness he can bring in songs and the hopefulness he sometimes brings in the midst of hopelessness. But it definitely is the vibe you get when you see Shane MacGowan at the piano. But
not actually Shane MacGowan.
That's right. Look at those hands.
Yeah, it's James Fernley who's wearing Shane MacGowan's ring because Shane MacGowan had no idea how to play the piano. So he's the one playing for the close-up shots of his hands. And he said it was really, really humiliating because there's Shane sitting at the piano and the long shots and everything. But he later admitted it was probably better for the aesthetic of the video. It made more sense.
Yeah, I think the Pogues fans know.
Yeah.
And there's a story of James Fernley trying to play this at a concert in Germany. I don't know how this happened, but he couldn't remember how to play the song. And so he just hits the first note, and in his head, he's like, I'll come up with the next one. And he just stared at it. And he kept hitting the first note, and the crowd thought he was egging them on. And so they hummed and sang the song to him so he could kind of figure out the song.
Oh, that's amazing.
I would have liked the video to look a little more 1940s in their flashbacks, but I don't think the money was there.
Yeah.
No. I like the video. All black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
That's as good as Shane MacGowan's going to look, too.
Yeah.
I looked at some of the other videos. I'll post them where they sang it on Top of the Pops. And he is looking haggard. Like he's looking like something like a cross between an Irish werewolf in London and who's been just thrown in a washing machine.
Yeah.
And then he's come out and he looked like a disaster. It was a tough look. I mean, Chris McCall also changed the lyrics in 1990.
Yeah.
If you watch this Top of the Pops, she didn't use the F slur.
Yeah.
Which is
you're cheap
fine.
and you're haggard, isn't that what she's saying?
In other versions, they're going to change it up too, which leads to other versions.
Oh, yes.
We got to start with The White Whale, I suppose, because I did read Moby Dick, or The Big Stink Bomb, which is one of the worst things I've heard. And this is from somebody I respect, and I would not have expected him to choose this.
Yeah.
But John Bon Jovi did a version of this.
Who called it the worst thing? I mean, like, can we please read that quote?
Yeah, let me grab it. I need to talk about it. This is Rob Smith, I believe, out of Ireland, said the following. And he's a musician, Irish musician.
Yeah.
I've heard Bon Jovi's cover of Fairytale New York. It's the worst thing to ever happen to music. And I'm including both the murder of John Lennon and Brian McFadden's solo career in there. This is worse. And the Pogues Twitter account just reposted it. It's just said this.
The most passive-aggressive bang on John Bon Jovi.
Steve Lillywhite also said, the worst version ever of this song. Sorry, John. Embarrassing and pointless. However, Shane MacGowan said he liked the interesting and soulful cover. And the word interesting is also like the worst word you can use. How was your date?
Yeah.
Oh, he was interesting looking.
It was interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
He was nice.
Is that code for I don't like the song, but I like all the money it brought in?
Oh, totally. Can I play a portion of this for you, Frank?
Yes, absolutely.
I'd like to hear it as well.
You're a bum, you're a braggart, you've lost all your swagger. In the word around town, you ain't much in the bed. Call a squirrel 'cause you're nuts, you're a kick in the gut. Happy Christmas, my ass, I pray God it's our last. The boys from the NYPD choir still singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
Yeah, what accent was that exactly?
He didn't want to go full New Jersey. He gave some, I don't even know what that was.
It's like Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek. You don't actually know the accent that she's speaking.
I think he was going after Rocky's coach in Rocky 1. You're a bum.
All right, let's go to another interesting one for me.
Is that code for terrible?
Well, compared to this, everything else just gets better.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, this one is The Fairytale of Philadelphia.
Oh, I don't like the idea of this at all.
Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey.
Oh, no.
I could have been someone, well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when Mom first had you. I kept them with me, Jace. I put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I built my dreams around you. The sound of the Silver Ages choir still singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
It's not terrible.
It's not, but it's not good either.
No.
Surprisingly, the vocals are okay. I don't know if there's auto-tune. I don't think, it doesn't sound like auto-tune. And it's kind of funny when he says, you took my dreams from me when Mom first had you. It's one of the funniest lines. I didn't expect to enjoy it because I'm poised to hate them. Because one is already a multi-millionaire, about to marry a billionaire. The other one is also multi-millionaire. They played each other in the Super Bowls. Like, I don't want to hear two very rich people singing this song. But, oh man. Thank you, John Bon Jovi. You made this just fine to me.
Lowered the bar.
Oh, man. Okay, there's another one that I kind of liked. Do you know Vance Joy? What did he sing? What was his song?
Riptide.
Yeah.
Riptide. So his version of Fairytale New York is pretty good. I'm going to play a little bit of it for you here.
Kept them with me, babe. Now put them with my own. I can't make it out alone. I build my dreams around you. And the boys of the NYPD choir still singing Galway Bay, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day.
That was my least favorite.
Oh, even worse than John Bon Jovi?
I feel like it is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I have my own trauma with Vance Joy because as student council leader of Sir Winston in the 2016 to 20 era, every time we had an open mic or a coffee house, there were 3, sometimes 4 versions of this. Anyone who had a ukulele finally got a song.
Yeah.
And so it brought all the ukuleles. It's the St. Patrick of ukuleles, Vance Joy. He brought all the ukuleles out of the countryside.
That's right. But they were there. Those snakes all came to us. They're out of Ireland, but they made their way over here. With that comment, I think that's going to be my last of the covers. That's pretty epic.
Honorable mention to the Bill Murray Christmas special with Scarlett Johansson from about 6, 7, or 8 years ago, and they do a version. The premise of the show is that he was going to put on a show, but he gets snowed in a hotel, and they're just kind of stuck, and they fashion a Christmas special out of it, and it's just them. Paul Schaefer is on the piano. They're just standing around, and they do this kind of improv version of it, and it's very, very good.
When the band finished playing, they howled out for more.
Sinatra was swinging, the drunks were all singing.
We kissed on a corner and danced through the night.
The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay,
And the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
Should we also bring up the version that Glenn Hansard and Lisa O'Neill sang at Shane MacGowan's funeral?
Thank you. That is matching how great this song was to me. It was so powerful watching it in that church, and they just did the full song.
Yeah.
And people were just full of joy. The Pogues played the song too with them. It was incredible. We'll post that in the show notes as well.
Happy Christmas, you're out, and party died. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
Next up, Frank, you got a top 10 for us of sorts, don't you?
Yes. The song never charted on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, but it did make it to number 2 on the top 10 UK singles chart. So the week ending December 26, 1987, it made to number 2. The top 10 is as follows: When I Fall in Love by Rick Astley.
Yeah, what a tune.
Number 9, Need You Tonight, In Excess.
Oh man, this is already great.
Number 8, Moni Moni, Billy Idol.
Holy cow.
Number 7, La Isla Bonita.
Madonna.
Yeah. Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle at 6.
Holy cow.
I know, this is a bonkers top 10. With or Without You, U2, number 5.
Wow.
Number 4, Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Astley, second time in the top 10.
Wow. Okay.
Number 3, I Want to Dance with Somebody, Whitney Houston.
No way, but that's a major song.
I know, right? It was still coming up the ranks. I think it probably went to number 1 the next week. Number 2, Fairytale of New York by the Pogues and Kirsty MacColl. And number 1, always on my mind, The Pet Shop Boys.
That is just an all-star top 10.
That is dynamite.
Crazy.
Sometimes you hear top 10s and there's that one song that was big at the time but just faded away.
Yeah.
Like the movie Shape of Water, but they're all-timers.
Every single one of those songs.
Yeah, exactly. And The Shape of Water is my favorite movie, so thanks, Kitch.
Frank, how's it end?
Well, the water goes into a cube or some sort of
Seeks
sphere
its own
or
level.
something.
That's
Yeah.
the thing with water.
Yeah.
What a stupid movie. Okay. All right. Mixtape time. Dave Kitchen, you are our esteemed guest as always. We are so grateful you're here, by the way, just in case we didn't make that clear.
Thank you.
Are we?
The royal we. I'm thrilled to be here, and I have a 4-song mix. I wanted to keep it short, but I went with songs about lovers trying to make it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Or people trying to make it. and only one is a Christmas song. So I'll start with that because it's a Christmas song. A band called Hey Rosetta about 10 years ago released a song called Carry Me Home. It is to me one of the most heartfelt Christmas songs, and a similar theme. Somebody who doesn't get a lot of attention at Christmas, and just that there are people thinking about them is touching to me. So Carry Me Home by Hey Rosetta, and then the next three are kind of classic songs. Angie by the Rolling Stones, Stand By You by the Pretenders.
Oh, I love that song.
Al Green, Let's Stay Together.
Oh, yes, please.
That's my four right there.
Nice. Bill, let's hear yours.
Okay, I went against what I usually do.
Okay.
This is all songs that have something super offensive in them.
Okay.
And they're written generally from a first-person perspective, but they're from the perspective of a character who's offensive to the listener, which has made the songs offensive, even though they're about characters. That makes sense?
Gotcha.
Okay.
No, but...
Okay, it'll make sense as I go through this.
I'll follow it later, I'm sure.
Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's the other song with the F slur in it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because it's about a guy seeing MTV and hating it and then making comments about the people he sees there.
Oh, that's right.
Song 1. Song 2, I don't really want to talk about the content of it, but Rednecks by Randy Newman.
Oh, okay.
Has some really tough words in there, but it's about a character who's angry about the North. Next up, Every Breath You Take, The Police.
Right.
The stalker song,
because
right?
it's creepy.
Yeah, totally. Pumped Up Kicks, Foster the People.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a creepy one because he's going to shoot people with his gun.
Yeah.
And I remember listening like, what? That's the sound I made. I just went Bill Cosby there.
Or maybe a little Borat. Wah.
Yeah. And I'm going to follow with a little bonus for Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds from Murder Ballads, Stagger Lee. And this one is crazy offensive. The lyrics are insane. I saw him perform it in concert, and it was even worse for content.
Oh,
he added
really?
like 5 verses. It just got worse and worse.
Wow.
I mean, it's incredible, but it's not for BBC radio, that's for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Am I the only one that went with Christmas songs?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think in honor of the season. Here we go.
So the title of my mixtape is The Island of Misfit Songs. So these are Christmas songs that are not classics.
Oh, good. I like this.
I'm going to start with White Winter by A Fine Frenzy. Her EP, Blue Christmas, is just bonkers. Spotlight on Christmas, Rufus Wainwright.
Yeah, good old Rufus.
Christmas Song by Phoebe Bridgers.
Okay. Kitsch turned me on to Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah, she's awesome, right? Following in a similar theme that presents itself in Fairytale of New York. Christmas in Prison by John Prine.
Oh, yeah, that's a great song.
And I am going to close it all off with, you guessed it, It's Not Christmas Till Somebody Cries by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh, man. I thought you were going with Tom Waits, the Christmas card from the hooker in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I thought so, but no, Carly Rae.
Carly Rae.
Yeah, we need some CanCon in there.
We do, and she's going to have a baby soon, so
It's true, yeah.
Happy Christmas.
Couldn't get Christmas shoes on that list, eh?
Oh, I hate that song.
You know,
it's so bad.
It was a request, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, Pastor Mike, who's been on our podcast several times, has said, would you do Christmas shoes? And I think this is like the anti-Christmas shoes song.
Yeah.
Christmas shoes is the... Well,
terrible.
It's easily the worst song ever about a guy. We know the story about Christmas shoes where the guy's standing in line and the kid's trying to buy shoes for his mom who's dying.
Yeah.
And the guy thinks about how this is teaching him something about what Christmas is all about. This poor kid. And I think he pays for part of the shoes. But it's just maudlin and also just from the perspective of a guy who's having no trouble at Christmas.
Yeah.
And that poor kid's going off to his misery. But this song is about people in that misery.
Exactly. Right. We're inundated with it.
Yeah. Happy Christmas, guys. We want to thank you for joining us for our Christmas episode on Fairytale of New York by the Pogues.
And we want to thank Dave Kitchen for joining us for yet another Christmas episode. I think this is the third one you've done with us.
Yeah. Well, thanks guys for having me. And it's always, it kicks off my holiday season.
And we kicked it off early because we're actually recording in September here. So it's really putting us in the mood.
Yeah. It's 32 degrees in the Winchester.
Yeah. I don't understand how Bill's wearing that sweater. It makes sense that he just took his pants off. And Bill, as we look back and think about the podcast, and this is our 5th Christmas season, and we pour over our stats, how we're doing, middling success, I think you would say.
No, incredible success despite everyone saying it's middling.
I got a feeling, Bill, that this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Frank. Happy Christmas, Kitch.
Happy Christmas, guys.
Happy Christmas to all listeners.
From Bill and Frank's Guilt-Free Pleasures.
Enter Steve Lillywhite, famed producer.
Of the Dave Matthews Band, you're right.
He is, of the Dave Matthews Band before that. Famed producer of that Peter Gabriel Melt album, Peter Gabriel 3 with his melting face on it. And on the Peter Gabriel Melt album, as you know or may not know, there's the opening song called Intruder. And in that song, Intruder, Peter Gabriel gave directions to the drummer, said to the drummer, hey, you need to be creative. The only way to be creative is with restrictions. And so, no using cymbals on this song. So they had to work together. And so there's this engineer named Hugh Padgham and this other drummer, Frank and Kitch, named Phil Collins, who's working on it. And they're working on this drum sound. And there's a mic above the drum sound. And that's how they end up with the gated reverb sound. That brings us back to the Pogues and Steve Lillywhite.
The best part is how excited you were about that whole tangent and how I just cut it completely out in the editing process. Merry Christmas, Bill.
Did they use the gated reverb in the Pogue song?
Wouldn't have hurt to use it.
No, it would have. 100% would have hurt this song.